So today we are going to discuss the Codechef January long challenge question, English. So let's start with the coding part. So first I'll take in all the inputs that I'm getting. So I take in the test cases. Then within the test cases, what are the things that I'm getting? I'm getting n. Then I'm getting all these strings. So I could make words. This is a list where I'll be storing all the strings that I get. Okay, so I have all the inputs now. I have n. I have, this is a list that will be storing the input strings. Now, what I do is I create a dictionary. In that dictionary, what I'll be doing is, like, if I have strings, suppose my input is none. These are the input strings that I get: none, nan, none, none. Okay, so I have so these are the input strings that I get, and so I will be creating a dictionary where I'll be storing like none colon 1, none colon 3. So I'll be storing the counts of each and every string. I'll be seeing how many times a string is given to us in the input. So if I have for a test case that was given in the question, that was problem, poem, problem, problem. So I'll be having poem is 1 times and problem is 3 times. This is what I'll be doing in this dictionary. So let's create this dictionary. So name it dict. Okay, wait. So this is my dictionary. Let me name it D only for simplicity. So for I in words, so whatever I have, so if d dot get I, so if it's not there, so if we haven't seen this string before, so what I do is I initialize it to 1, and if I have already seen it, then what I do is I increment its count. So by this, in this manner, I'll be getting a dictionary where I'll be storing the counts of each word. So if you want to see what we actually get is, let me run this code to see if it is working fine and we are able to take all the inputs. Yeah, so suppose one test case and I have 4 words, and what are these words? Problem, problem, poem, okay, problem and poem. Oh, sorry, I didn't print the dictionary, so I need to print the dictionary as well. Print dictionary, save the code, let me run. So I have again 1 for poem, problem, okay, so this is the dictionary I'm getting. Everything is working fine. Poem occurred 1 time and problem occurred 3 times. Okay, fine. Now what I need to do, now what we'll be doing here is that we'll be removing all the strings that have occurred multiple times. So why are we doing this is because we know if problem has occurred thrice, so problem and problem, if they are paired together, then this is the best thing that we can do. We can pair strings that are similar. We can pair similar strings together to that is the best thing that we can do, to pair similar strings together. So what we do is, so now we need to be careful here. So what are we doing is we create an answer variable where we'll be storing the answer. What we do now is, in this words, we make this words list empty again. You could have named it any, you could have chosen a different list here, but I do words list only. I reinitialized word list to be an words list to be an empty list now. So everything that was there in the words list is now gone because I already have the strings in the dictionary, so I don't need words list again. So now this words list will be containing only the new strings, that is only strings that do not occur multiple times, or if they occur multiple times and if they are not being able to pair, like in these three problem, we can only pair two problems together and this one problem will be left. So what I'll be doing is, if there are even numbers of matching pairs, so I'll pair them together and I'll not put them back in the words list. And if they are occurring in odd number, like they're occurring odd number of times, then what I'll be doing is I'll place only a single in my words list. So when I code, you'll get to understand what I'm trying to say. So this is the words. So I unpack the tuple. So words dot items will give me a tuple. So I'll unpack it. This will be giving me a key value pair. Like if you see, it will be giving me poem comma 1, problem comma 3. So the string goes in I and the count goes in J. What I'll be doing, I'll be seeing if this count is divisible by 2. If it's divisible by 2, that means if it's divisible by 2, so what we need to do is we increment our answer to what? Now the question is, so if now what will our answer be? So we know that it will be something length of this string. We need length of this string. Length of this string. This is the string. I'm storing the string in I, so we need length of that string raised to the power 2, and we need it half the time. So J by 2, because if we had suppose 4 problem, like if we had, for example, if we had this, we had problem 4 times. So what I will be doing is, so this will, I will have problem and J will have 4, the number of times problem has occurred. So what I'm doing is I'm taking length of I, this is problem, the length is 7, and I am squaring it up according to the question. And J by 2 is because if we have 4 problems, then I can make 2 pairs, half pairs exactly. So that is why I'm doing J by 2. So this will be storing in the answer variable. Now what if this is, oh sorry, what if this is not an even number? What if this is not an even number? If this is not an even number, then what I'll be doing is I'll be doing the same thing. That means J by 2, I'll be increasing again, because if it is not an even number, and even if it is like 3 or anything, so again I'll be doing the same thing. This J by 2 will be giving me the pairs, because this will return me an integer. So 3 by 2 will give me 1. That means if we have the count is 3, then only 1 pair we can make. If we have 5, we can make only 2 pairs. If we have 7, we can make only 3 pairs. So the only difference here is that if the count is odd, I'll be appending 1. I'll be appending 1 time. So if we had 3 problems, 2 problems will be paired together and 1 problem will be inserted into this words list. So after doing this, what I'll be having is this problems list, this sorry, not problems list, this words list will contain no repetitive strings. It will contain unique strings. So let's try and run this and see if everything is working fine till now. Print words. So let me run this. I save the code. So you'll not be able to see all this what I'm doing. So I'm just executing some commands to run this file. So let me give some bigger numbers so that I can see. So let me put 7, 6. Oh no, this is test cases. 6. What I do is nan, noon, nan, noon. apple. So what I have is noon. Yeah. Okay, so I have 6. 3 times noon has occurred, 1 time apple, and 2 times nan. So these are the strings that I'm getting. Okay, I have made a name error. I guess I have used. Okay, this is d dot items. Okay, everything is fine. So I should have been a little careful. Let me run it again. So I'll be copying the input from here. Okay, fine. So this dictionary is giving me the result that we wanted. Nan occurred 2 times, noon occurred 3 times, and apple occurred 1 time. And after that, now after doing all this, this entire step, the words list that we are getting is noon, because noon was 3 times. So we made 2 pairs and we had one noon occurring in our words list. And apple, since it was only once, so we got it here as well. Nan was occurring even number of times, so we don't have it in this words list. So everything is working fine till now. So we comment both these. Okay, now what we do is a very simple thing. We create an array or a list in Python. What we do is I length of words. I make pairs of all the words. So I pair noon with apple if there were multiple things, like I make all possible pairs. So for j in range, length of words, I make all possible pairs. Now what I do, if I not equal to j, obviously we cannot I cannot pair noon with noon itself, so I'll have to see if I not equal to j. Then what I do is, if item, okay, sorry, what am I writing? So what I do is I want to check if I pair noon and nan, so what will my result be? In this case it will be 0, because from front it is no matches, 0, and from back also it is 0, so we'll have to take the minimum of both, like from the front matches and from the back matches. So it will be better if I create a function here. Okay, so I'll be creating a function check that will be returning me the match between words, the ith element of words and the jth element of words. Fine. So let's code this function and it will be returning something. So we store it in ret. So let me code something. Let me write this function def check. It will be taking 2 strings, basically s1 s2, and we'll be checking it. We'll be checking what will be the answer that it will be returning is. So first we need to see which is the smaller string out of these. So s1 comma length of s2. Fine. Now I do is r equal to -1. So this stores the last. So this is storing the last index, and I will be storing the first index, I equals to 0. Now I make a variable count that will be counting the pairs. So what I do is while I less than m, like this has to be less than the minimum. I cannot go beyond this, and r has to be greater than negative of m. Okay, r has to be greater than negative of m. So because if I have strings like problem and some string like problem again, although we'll not be having such strings because we have already removed such pairs. Suppose we had these strings, s1 is problem and s2 is problem. So what I do is I match these. This is -1, -2, -3, -4, -5. Okay, so we'll have to put an equal to here also. So this is r greater than equal to -m, and so now part, so s1 from front should be equal to s2, and s1 from backside is in r, should be equal to s2 from r. Okay, fine. So this will check it should be equal from front as well and from back as well. So how many times this is happening. Okay, so we'll be if this is happening, we'll be increasing the count, then we'll be increasing the I variable, and we'll be decreasing the R variable, and finally we return count. So simple function doing nothing, just checking uh, how many matches do we have from the front and from the end. So we can check this function if it is working fine or not. So it will be working fine. Let's move ahead. So now we have done that. Now what I do is if this ret is greater than 0, and we are getting some match. Okay, if it is 0, then we are not bothered about it. If this is greater than 0, what I do is I append in this list that I have created, array. So array dot append. So what I'll be appending is the count and the words also. I'll be appending the words also. Why am I doing this? You'll understand it in the next loop that I'll be writing. So I append, yeah. So if I append like this, I make it a tuple and I append it. Okay. So what am I appending is I'm appending the score, what is the number of matches. If I pair these strings, so what is the value that I'll be getting? So I'm putting ret, words of I and words of j, and what are the pairs that is giving me this score. Okay, if this is happening, and in else part I don't have anything. If not, I'll be doing nothing. So let's move ahead. Now the final part is I'll sort this array. Important part. I'll sort this array and I'll sort this based on the scores. So if I write sort like this, it will sort according to the first index, but to be very explicit, if I want to mention very explicitly, if I want to sort using the first index, so I use the syntax key lambda x is x0. So I sort it according to the 0th. Oh, what am I getting? I am sorting it according to the 0th index. Also, I want reverse sort. I want higher counts to appear first. So I'll be sorting in descending order. So reverse equal to true. So I sort it in descending order, this array of counts according to counts. Now what I do, the final step. So I create a set. Now what I do, for every item in this array that I had, if item 1, like this item is now a tuple. In this array we had tuples. So item 1, if item 1 not in S, so if we have not already included this, so in this I'll be storing all the strings that I have already included, that I have already made pairs of. So I'll not be, so this is just to check that I am not taking a strings and making pairs with it twice. Like I am not doing like this is a word B and I have made pairs with A also and I have made pairs with C also. So I don't want to do like that. So I don't want that to happen. So what I'm doing is item 1 not in S and item 2. This is the second index, like the first word. So what this array had, it had a tuple where the 0th index was the count that I have used here. Now the first index was the word 1 and the second index was the word 2. So I had to check before making any pair. I need to check whether these words are free to make pairs or not. So this statement will be doing exactly that. Item 1 not in S and also item 2 not in S. If this is the condition, then what I do, I increment the answer value by what? Item 0, this is the score squared. Finally, and if now I am making these pairs, they are not there. So now I have made pairs of these words, so I add them into our array. So 0 and also s dot add item 1. Oh, sorry, not 0, 1 and 2. Fine. Now I'll be printing the answer. So this is all the code. Let's see how it is working with a bigger what to say, So I'll be printing everything and seeing how is this going, the code is going. So I'll uncomment this. So this is D, and then what is the words that I have got after removing the same things. Then what are what all is there in my array ARR before sorting and after sorting, and then what is the final answer. I don't need to see the set. Okay, I'll be seeing, okay, let me print the set as well. So I'll be seeing that each and every word that was there in the array list is now in set. Obviously, if you can make pairs, if this array list has odd number of entities, so one element will be left in the array list only. I'll not be able to pair it with anyone. So that's it. Let me see if it is working fine or not. So I'll try to run it. So it's working fine. Let me bring in a bigger input. So hold on a minute. I'm bringing in a bigger input so I can directly copy and paste. Just give me a second. Okay, so I have the input. This is the test case that was given in the example, so I have copied that only. If we run it, so you see this word has occurred once, this word has occurred once, this has occurred once. So in this set of words, no word was occurring multiple times, so this dictionary has only single counts. So same will be our words list after removing similar strings. So there's no change in this and this, but if you have multiple words, as I've already shown here, these multiple entities will get removed eventually. So now this is the array list. You see I have paired this with this, then this with this. I have made all possible pairs. This has all possible pairs whose count is greater than 0. So obviously I have not paired this with this because both these will have the count 0. Starting, if you see from start only it is 0, so it will eventually get 0. I don't have chef and world paired together. So ARR list will only have those pairs whose count is greater than 0. So these are all those pairs whose count is greater than 0. And after sorting, so this was not sorted, I had 3 then 1 then 3 then 1, so this is after sorting 3 3 1 1. Now finally this set will have 4 words, so word, ABCD and world, and this. So I can also see what all pairs that I have made. So I guess one thing is left back that has not been included. So chef and code are left back because even if we pair them together, we'll be getting 0 only. So I have not included them in answer. I can also see the answer is giving me 10. So I guess this is the right answer. Let me verify once. So yeah, this was the right answer. So I can also verify if I print here what are the words that I'm choosing. So I can also see what pairs I have made actually. Say I leave it to you to verify the pairs that are being made here. So that's all for the screencast. Thank you. Hope you loved this.